Hey everyone, welcome to the Ask Bess show. Bess McCarty here, Victoria, Kansas. Topic today is my anger story. This happened to me on Monday and wanted to share with you a little story in case it might help someone else. So what I learned about anger this week. So what happened is I called a friend's mother passed away, and I called the florist to order flowers for her. I chose a potted live orchid plant, and we due to COVID, they said, well, they only ring the bell and leave. They don't wait for somebody to come to the door. And I said, well, if you do that, can you at least do that when we know that they're home from work or something, that they're going to be there? So the lady said, oh yes, we can mark it to deliver after 5 or 6 or 7 o'clock or whatever. So while she was on the phone, I texted my friend. My friend said, okay, I'll be home after 6. So with the lady and me on the phone, the order person, we arranged, and all the arrangements took about a half an hour before we got everything settled and arranged and paid for and everything. And at the very end, she said, oh, there's going to be a $20 service fee. And the website had said free delivery. That's one of the reasons I chose them. And she said, well, yes, it is free delivery, but this fee is just to ensure quality of the flowers. And I became irate. And I said, I would hope that quality would be ensured aside from paying an extra fee to ensure quality. And why do you surprise people with that at the very end after they've gone to all the trouble, you've taken all the details and credit card and everything, and then surprise them with the service fee? Why isn't that included in your website? Surprise people at the end. And basically she had an answer for all of that, but basically what I found out later was this was a third-party calling system that put the ads out on the internet, and they handle florists from all over the country. And so they want to charge a fee for that. They're selling for the florist, but they charge a customer the fee to sell for the florist. And I didn't like that. And but on the other hand, I had spent a half an hour already. I didn't want to start all over with another florist or try to search or see what else I could find on the internet. So I just went ahead and I said, I'm going to go ahead with the order, but I don't think you guys should do this. That's not right. You should put it on your website. And I was like lecturing her, not yelling at her, but just like lecturing her and everything and saying, this is what you should do different. And it was like I was saying, okay, I'm going to go ahead with the order, but first I'm going to get my complaining in, So you shouldn't be doing this. This isn't right. And maybe I was right, but the point is that I got upset. I felt angry, which wasn't good for me, and it wasn't good for the person. And what I heard one time is that anger is always an attempt to shift responsibility. I thought, okay, how could I have taken better responsibility in this case? After I hung up, I thought, I could have accepted the deal, or I could have rejected it. I could have said, okay, I'm going to go ahead. I don't like this, but I'm going to go ahead. Or I could have said, I don't like this. I'm going to seek another florist. But instead, I went ahead, but with getting in my griping. I didn't feel good about that. I thought I didn't handle that in a kind way. I didn't handle that in making a choice. It's my responsibility to accept the deal or to reject it, not to, lecture the girl. So I didn't feel good about that. But an hour later, I got a text saying, oh, this is such and such flowers. We have delivered your order. And that was at 11 a.m. And they were supposed to wait till after 6 p.m. to deliver it when my friend was home. Because she lives in a big apartment complex that San Diego could be taken, or somebody could brush by, on the hallway and break off one of the delicate orchid blooms. It's a live orchid potted plant. I had paid a lot of money for it. So I was upset. I said, no, now they got the delivery wrong, the delivery time wrong. So I thought, okay, I can still reach them in time. I quickly called back the number and said, maybe, I can have their driver pick it up and hold it and deliver it back again at after 6 p.m. So I called the number and was put through a lot of series of prompts. It took like 10 minutes. Finally, I was put on hold or the next in line, then I was disconnected. So I went through the whole process again. By the time I actually reached a live person, it was a half hour later. And I said, this is the wrong delivery time. It was 7 hours too early. They must go back and pick it up and hold it until 6 p.m. And he goes, oh, that's not possible. to do. And I said, but they have to, they told me they would, and that was the deal, and they paid a lot of money for it, and I don't want it stolen or damaged or anything. And I was getting angry again from being put on hold, disconnected, and having the person misunderstand. He heard something completely different before he finally heard what I was really saying. And then he told me they couldn't do it. And I said, you can, this is what they need to go back and pick it up. And my anger was blocking me from another solution. Then I finally realized, Bess, what you really want is their guarantee that they will replace it if it's damaged or stolen. I said, could I have that? And he said, sure. So we finally arrived at that. But not before I'd gotten myself upset and put the poor fellow through all my complaining again. So I realized, I heard the next day from my spiritual teacher, listening to a tape of his, and he was saying, anger is trying to get something done our way, wanting my way, instead of seeing where life wants to take me here. See, another option. See where maybe life is trying to lead me in a direction that will be ultimately for my good. So I got to take a good look at anger, which I hadn't for a long time in myself, but I was blessed with this occurrence to flush up the stuff that needs to be taken a look at. And I asked my inner guidance, how can I get over this thing of trying to get things my way? Because I've seen this before in my life. Rather than just leave or say, no, thank you, I don't want to accept these terms, I try to change the person. And the answer that I got today was, just fill your heart with love, with so much that there's no room for the anger. So has this helped? Has anybody else had this experience? If we do real conversations process on this, which is what I teach, we look and see, well, what was the need? The need for me was self-responsibility and respect of the other person. And I wasn't happy for a few days after that. I did inwardly apologize to the two people that I was angry with. But I also realized that the greatest cost was to my own peace of mind. I really wasn't the same happy, creative, positive person for a few days after that. The greatest cost, I think, was to myself. So does this help anybody? I'm going to post my Real Conversations tools below where you can get these free self-help tools. And thank you for your likes, your comments, your sharing, your subscribing. I hope this helps someone today. Love to hear your comments below. Let's keep the discussion going below. Thank you. Everybody take care. See you next time for the Ask Bess Show. Bye-bye.